Hey everyone, it's Eddie Sanchez, and I'm back with more creative tips for you young creatives out there. So today I want to talk about conflict in story. We as people don't like conflict, but yet we love to see it in story. So today I want to give you guys two examples, one of good conflict and one of a second story that doesn't have very good conflict. In fact, I don't really see much conflict in the story. Okay, so the two examples are Moana, Disney's Moana, and Captain Marvel, which is MCU's Captain Marvel. Moana is a story about a young lady who's gonna be chief one day, right? Her dad is the chief of this island, and she's gonna become chief. Growing up, we see her always attracted to the sea, right? The problem is, and she wants to get out to the sea, and as she gets older, it has like a stronger call on her. It's calling her, right? She doesn't know why, but there's a reason for it. Now, her dad, who's the chief, right, is training her to take over for him, right? He does not, because of his inner conflict, right? He does not want any of his people to go out to sea, venture out to sea. And the reason why that is because he lost his best friend. He drowned in the sea. So he's dealing with his own conflict, and when he hears his daughter talking about going out to sea, he doesn't want to hear that. He's like, no, your place is here. You don't go out to sea. It's dangerous out there. Okay. So Moana goes along with it in the beginning. Then, the inciting incident, there's conflict, right? We have their crops, the people have their crops, and they start, they start dying. The crops start dying, and Moana has to come up with a resolution, right? So she's like, try this, try that. Everything fails. Eventually, Moana is forced to either listen to her father and watch her people starve, or defy her father and go out to sea and try to figure out this problem. How to get the answers she's looking for to get food, another alternate way to get food, or however she's going to do it, right? I'm not really going into details of the story, because if you've seen the story, you've seen it. If you haven't, you haven't. Okay, so you see plenty of conflict, and it kind of pulls you in, right? Pulls you into the story. The second example is obviously Captain Marvel. So Carol Danvers, right? We see a little bit of struggle, right? And you'll see her remember certain things. Her problem is that she doesn't remember. She lost her memory. When she got her powers, she lost her memory. So that's really the problem she's dealing with, really. Now, she gets sent on a mission, right? And when she gets sent on this mission, she starts to discover, obviously, she already has the powers, but when she remembers who she is, that's when she really becomes powerful, right? But that's not really, I wouldn't say it's a conflict, right? I mean, it's a problem, right? But she's eventually going to get her memory back, right? But the way the movie is set out, I just don't see it as pulling me in. The story's not pulling me. If I'm reading this story, I'll be like, okay, so she's perfect. Okay, she has no issues. She just has to remember, right? So eventually she remembers while she's on this mission. She meets Samuel L. Jackson and all this stuff. And at the end, she fights her mentor, who actually is the bad guy, right? She finds out the people that she was with were lying to her, and it's not what she thought. She's actually human, which, no duh, she looks human, right? She doesn't look like the other people around her. She's different, right? So she finds out who she is. She starts to control her power. All throughout this movie, I really see very little conflict. And that's what really upsets me about the movie, because she finds out who she is, then she becomes super powerful, the most powerful person, right? And forget her enemies. I mean, Jude Law, the guy who plays her, I guess, her friend, her mentor at first, and then becomes the antagonist. He's not that strong. He's not that powerful. He's a great actor, don't get me wrong, but he's not that powerful. So he doesn't really give her much of a fight. I think she just punches him one time, and that's it. Okay, he's done, right? So again, the movie is terrible. I don't know why. I don't know what Marvel was thinking. The MCU, that I think that was the downward trend of the MCU. It started going downhill with Captain Marvel. That's my opinion. It has very weak conflict, and that's really its downfall. I want to hear from other creatives. What do you think? Do you think Captain Marvel has good conflict? Do you think Moana has good conflict? Drop a comment down below. As always, I do these videos in the hopes to help out other fellow writers that are starting out. So in order to do that and to reach more people, I need you guys to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget, it's free, and I will see you guys next video. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting me.